Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. Today I'm going to recap the Monday Night Football game from yesterday, and then we'll look ahead to the college football for tonight. We have college basketball as well, NBA, NHL, soccer, news and notes, and my best bet for the day. We'll start with Monday Night Football. We'll go over the results from yesterday, or result I should say. As the Dolphins beat the Rams 23-15. My under pick was an absolute no-brainer lock. The Dolphins are 3-6. The Rams are 4-5. Good win for Miami to keep themselves somewhat alive in the playoff picture. And then Rams disappointing home loss for sure. That Vegas line told you all you need to know about the game. And it was a classic Vegas new line. For sure. Okay, now we'll do college football. We have 3 games tonight, all MAC. So the MACtion's back. All right, first up, 7 o'clock CBS Sports Network, Ball State Buffalo. Buffalo by 9, total 58 and 2/5. And it is... Let's see here. 14.5 and 51.5. I'm gonna take oh no, that's the wrong one. 4.5 and 54.5. I'm gonna lay the 4.5 with Buffalo. ESPN 2 Western Michigan Bowling Green. I have Pick'em in 57 and 17/20, and it's Bowling Green 8.5, total 58.5. I'm taking Western in the points. And ESPN U Central Michigan Toledo 13, total 54 and 3/20, and it's 14.5 and 51.5. This one I'm going to take the over. Okay, now move on to college basketball. We'll go over yesterday's results, and then we have a big day today. Champions Classic we'll get to as well. LIU over Air Force, 63-54. Number 21, Ohio State over Youngstown State, 81-47. UMBC over Valley Forge, 120-61. The Citadel over Stetson, 74-52. Number 2, Alabama over McNeese, 72-64. Number 20, Florida over Grambling, 86-62. Number 24, Rutgers over St. Peter's, 75-65. Marshall over Southern Indiana, 77-63. George Mason over Stony Brook, 94-56. Pittsburgh over Gardner-Webb, 83-64. Notre Dame over Buffalo, 86-77. Missouri over Eastern Washington, 84-77. Butler over Western Michigan, 85-65. North Alabama over Tennessee Martin, 87-69. Furman over Jacksonville, 78-69. Maryland over Florida A&M, 84-53. Virginia Tech over Winthrop, 58-52. Virginia over Coppin State, 62-45. Tulane over Alcorn State, 84-51. Number 7, Iowa State over Kansas City, 82-56. Number 13, Purdue over Yale, 92-84. Number 23, Texas A&M over Lamar, 97-71. Oklahoma over Northwestern State, 73-57. Austin Peay over Chattanooga, 67-61. SMU over UNC Greensboro, 81-68. Number 18, Marquette over Central Michigan, 70-62. DePaul over Mercer, 95-64. Rainbow Classic San Jose State over Life Pacific, 93-56. Bakersfield over North Dakota State, 86-81. Washington State over Idaho, 90-67. UCLA over BU, 71-40. And Rainbow Classic Hawaii over Pacific, 76-66. Big day today in the sport. 5 o'clock CBS Sports Network. Big 5 Classic campus game. Villanova St. Joe's. I have Villanova only as a 2-point favorite. And it is 2.5, 143.5. I'm going to take the over. Don't feel super about it, though. All right, 6:30, ESPN State Farm Champions Classic. Michigan State, number 1, Kansas from Atlanta. Mine's Kansas, 6.5. And that's exactly what it is. Total's 150.5. I'm going to take the under, but I don't feel good about it. Fox Sports 1, Hampton, Providence. My line's Providence by a whopping 42, and it's 22.5 and 140.5. I'm going to lay the points. Cornell, LaSalle. My line is LaSalle, 16.5. It's 3.5, 155.5. I'll lay it with LaSalle. Norfolk State, William & Mary at 7 o'clock. My line's Pick'em. And it's William & Mary 1.5 total 155.5. I'm going to go with the over, but I don't feel strong about it. Norfolk State, William & Mary. Or I'm sorry, SAU Edwardsville, Indiana State. I have Indiana State only by a half. And it's 8.5, 150.5. I'm going to take Edwardsville getting the points. Big 5 Classic Campus game, Drexel Temple. My line's Temple by a whopping 32. And 7.5 and 141.5. I'll lay it with Temple, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, South Florida. Mine's USF by 44. And it is 23.5 and 165.5. Laying the points. Fairfield, New Hampshire. My line's New Hampshire 14.5, and it's Fairfield 1.5 total 153.5. Give me New Hampshire plus the points, even money outright. Bethune-Cookman, Purdue, Fort Wayne. Mine's Fort Wayne by 37. And it is 13.5, 148.5. I'll lay the points. West Georgia, Tennessee Tech. My line's Tech 17.5. And 6.5, 144.5. I'll lay the points. Loyola, Maryland, NJIT. Mine's NJIT by 1, and it is 1.5, 137.5. I'll take the over. Lehigh, Columbia by 12.5, and it's 8.5, 156.5. Laying the points. Penn, Lafayette. My line's Penn by 10, and that's also Tech. Nope, never mind. I thought it was a campus game for the Big 5. No, Lafayette's not in Philly. So Penn by 10, and it is Penn 1.5 total 140.5. I'll lay the points. Monmouth, Northern Illinois. I have Monmouth by 9. It's 1.5, 151.5. I'll lay the 1.5 with Monmouth on the road. Maryland, Eastern Shore, and Miami of Ohio. Mine's Miami of Ohio by 10.5, and it's 16.5 and 140.5. I'll take UMass in the points. American, Siena. My line is American by 13. It's 2.5, 132.5. I'll lay the points. NC Central, High Point. I have High Point 22.5. And it's 14.5, 154.5. I'll lay the points. North Carolina, A&T, and George Washington. I have George Washington by 20. It's 12.5, 154.5. I'll lay the points. Binghamton, Fordham. I have Fordham 17.5. It's 12.5, 143.5. I'll lay the points. Tarleton State, Florida State. My line's Florida State by 24, and it is 18.5, 146.5. I'll lay the points. FAU, UCF. Mine's at UCF by 7. And it's 5.5, 155.5. I'll take the under. St. Fran, PA, Penn State on Peacock. I have Penn State by 36. And it's 30.5 and 151.5. I'll lay the points. UIC, Northwestern on the Big Ten Network. Mine's Northwestern by 18. And it's 15.5 and 142.5. I'll lay the points. Towson, South Carolina. I have South Carolina by 13. And it's 7.5, 134.5. I'll lay the points. North Florida, Georgia. It's the Peach State Classic. Is this game in Ames? Or Athens? Yes. I have Georgia by 30. And it's 12.5, 158.5. I'll lay the points. Colgate, Syracuse. Mine's Syracuse 18.5. And it's 11.5, 153.5. I'll lay the points. Rider, Navy. I have Pick'em. And it's Navy 4.5 total 139.5. I'll take Rider in the points. Delaware, Iona. I have Iona 5.5. And it's 5.5, 152.5. Oh, that's the first nailed pick. I'm going to take the over. Iona's usually an over team. Eastern Kentucky, Clemson. I have Clemson by a whopping 41. And it's 21.5, total 155.5. I'll lay the points. All right, 7:30, Texas Southern, Georgia Tech. My line's Tech by 28. And 16.5, 153.5. I'll lay the points. Southeast Louisiana, Mississippi State. My line's Miss State by 33, and it's 26.5, 149.5. I'll lay the points. 8 o'clock, Sam Houston and number 12, Baylor. My line's Baylor, 34.5. And it's 15.5 and 149.5. I'll lay the points. South Alabama, number 25, Ole Miss. My line's Ole Miss by a whopping 47. And it is 17.5, 146.5. I'll lay the points with Ole Miss. Little Rock, Arkansas State. My line's Arkansas State, 9.5. And it is 14.5, 157.5. I'm going to take Little Rock getting the 14.5. Cleveland State, Valpo. Mine's Valpo, 11.5. It's 2.5, 149.5. I'll lay the points. Yale Monroe, Rice. My line's Rice by 17. It's 8.5, 143.5. I'll lay the points. Ohio, Illinois State. I have Ohio by 3. And it's 3.5, 145.5. I'm going to take the under. UTSA, Bradley. I have Bradley 16.5. And it is 11.5, 153.5. I'll lay the points. Prairie View, A&M, and Incarnate Word. My line's Incarnate Word by 25. It's 9.5 and 153.5. I'll lay with Incarnate Word. Chicago State, Texas. I have Texas by a whopping 46. And it's 27.5, 146.5. I'll lay it with Texas. Belmont, Lipscomb. Mine's Lipscomb by 9. It's 6.5, 154.5. I'll lay it with Lipscomb. Texas State, TCU. TCU 32.5. And it's 15.5 and 137.5. I'll lay it with TCU. Jackson State, Xavier. 8:30 Fox Sports 1. My line, Xavier, 55. And it's 26.5 and 155.5. I'll lay it. All right, 9 o'clock, ESPN, number 6, Duke, number 19, Kentucky, State Farm Classic. My line is Duke by a whopping 18. I just don't think, I'm not high on Kentucky this year. I brought that up several times on the podcast. And it's Duke 6.5, total 169. I'm laying the 6.5 with Duke. That is just, Duke is just way better than Kentucky, in my opinion. Mountain West Network, Denver, Colorado State. My line is Colorado State by 32, and it's 21.5 and 159. So total, I'm going to lay with Colorado State. A&M Corpus Christi, New Mexico. Mine's New Mexico 24, and it's 16.5 and 159.5. I'll lay the points. Big Ten Ever, South Dakota, Iowa. I have Iowa by 28. It's 22.5 and 173.5. I'll lay with Iowa. Queens, Utah. I have Utah 40.5. And it is how come I don't see Queens, Utah? Utah 22.5 total 157.5. I'm going to lay it with Utah. UC Riverside, Cal Baptist. My line's Baptist 6.5. And it's 3.5, 146.5. I'll lay the points. Akron, St. Mary's. I have St. Mary's 25.5. And it's 14.5, 136.5. I'll lay the points. Sacramento State, UC San Diego. Mine's San Diego by 16.5. And it's 13.5 and 149.5. I'll lay the points. Portland State, San Diego. San Diego by 19. It's 1.5, 153.5. I'll lay the points. Northern Arizona and Stanford. Mine's Stanford 13. It's 17.5 and 146.5. I'll lay the points. And last but not least, Portland, Oregon, 11 o'clock Big Ten Network. I have Oregon 23.5. And it's 26.5 and 152.5. All right, I'm going to take Portland plus the 26.5. All right, now move on to the NBA. we'll recap the games from yesterday. Look ahead to tonight's slate. Cavs over the Bulls, 119-113. Rockets over the Wizards, 107-92. Nets over the Pelicans, 107-105. Thunder over the Clippers, 134-128. And the Spurs over the Kings, 116-96. All right, today, this is all NBA Cup play. 7 o'clock, Hawks Celtics. Group C in the East. Mine's the Celtics 17 half total 233 and 3/4. No Trae Young tonight, it looks like. And it is 15 and 225 and a half. I'm going to take the over. Next up, Heat Pistons. That is Group B. Mine's the Pistons by 1, total 217 and 4/5. And it is Heat 1 half, total 214 and a half. The question is, do I go with the Pistons plus the 1.5 or the over? I'm going to go with the over. Safer bet. Hornets Magic, also Group A. Actually, no, Group A. We had a C, a B, and now an A. I have Magic 3.5, total 218 and 3/20, and it's 8 and 212. So I'm gonna go with the over in this one. 7:30 TNT Knicks Sixers Group A. My line is Knicks by 5, total 223 and 3/5, and it is Knicks 2.5, total 211.5. So the Sixers open as a favorite in the game. Now the Knicks are favored because I guess the Maxey thing. So I'm gonna go with the over. I really like the over in that game. That's way too low. Next up, Raptors Bucks. That is Group B. Mine's the Bucks 7.25, so 232 and 3/20, and 7.5 and 226.5. I'm over. Next up, Suns Jazz. That is West Group B. That game's on at 9 o'clock. My line is the Suns by 4, total 225 and 7/10. And it's 4 and 227. And it's that low because of no Durant. Slight under. 10 o'clock TNT, Mavs Warriors, the return of Klay Thompson, the Golden State. Boy, that is the game of the night. That is West Group C. My line is Golden State by 1 3/4, so 227 and 9/20. And it's 2.5 and 232. I like the under. And last but not least, T-Wolves Blazers West Group A. Mine's the T-Wolves 7 3/4, so 222 and 3/20. And it's 9 and 218 and a half. I'm gonna go with the over in that one. All right, now move on to hockey. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's games. Habs over the Sabres 7-5, Flyers over the Sharks 4-3 in a shootout, Stars over the Penguins 7-1, Flames over the Kings 3-1, Avs over the Preds 3-2 in overtime, Canes over the Golden Knights 5-2. Decent amount of games tonight, 7 o'clock. You have the Jets and the Rangers from MSG. Rangers minus 128, Jets plus 106, over under 5.5, overs minus 142, unders plus 116. Jets plus 1.5 is minus 50, Rangers minus 1.5 plus 198. The Rangers have the minus by their name because they're the Rangers. The Jets have been the best team so far. Anytime you have a 14-1 as an underdog, you got to take it. I know that's probably a Vegas nose line. If the Rangers win, so be it. I'm going to take Winnipeg at plus 106. Sens Leafs. Leafs minus 134, Sens plus 112, over under 5.5, overs minus 134, unders plus 110. Sens plus 1.5 is minus 35, Leafs minus 1.5 plus 186. For this one, I'm going to go with an alternate total over 6.5 plus 124. 7:30 ESPN Plus and Hulu, Devils Panthers. Panthers minus 152, Devils plus 126, over under 6.5, over receiving money, unders minus 122. Devils plus 1.5 is minus 196. Panthers minus 1.5 plus 158. I'm going to go with the Devils plus 126. 8 o'clock, Bruins Blues. Bruins minus 160, Blues plus 132, over under 5.5, overs minus 120, unders minus 102. Bruins minus 1.5 plus 156, Blues plus 1.5 is minus 194. I'm going to go with the Blues as an outright dog, plus 132. 9 o'clock, Isles Oilers. Oilers minus 225, Isles plus 184, over under 6.5, overs plus 110, unders minus 134. Isles plus 1.5 is minus 142, Oilers minus 1.5 plus 116. Both these teams have the same number of points. And I'm not taking the Isles outright. That's just kind of nuts. So the play I'm going to make, I don't feel good about them the over at plus money. And no, that's not going to be best bet. Because those overs have bit me in the ass this year. 10 o'clock, Flames Canucks. Canucks minus 220, Flames plus 180, over under 6.5, overs plus 108, unders minus 132. Flames plus 1.5 is minus 142, Canucks minus 1.5 plus 116. I'm going to lay the puck line with Vancouver, but I don't feel good about it. And then Blue Jackets Kraken. Kraken minus 184, Columbus plus 152, over under 6.5, overs plus 104, unders minus 128. Blue Jackets plus 1.5 is minus 160, Kraken minus 1.5 plus 130. I'm going to take the over at plus money. Okay, now I'm going to move on to soccer. We do have some soccer to talk about. We don't have results to go over, but we have some games today that I'd like to touch on. So we'll start with the UEFA Women's Champions League. Today, 12:45, Barcelona and St. Pölten. Barcelona minus 20,000. St. Pölten's plus 6,000. The draw's 43-1. Ooh. So this is a interesting one. There's a lot of stuff locked. I'm going to go over 6.5 goals plus 110. Juventus Arsenal. Arsenal minus 185. Juventus plus 430. Draws 3-1. I'll go over 3.5 goals plus 148. 3 o'clock, Man City and Hammarby IF. Man City minus 3,000. Hammarby 34-1. The draw's 13-1. I'm going over 4.5 goals at even money. Bayern and Vålerenga. Bayern minus 14.50. Vålerenga is 22-1. The draw's plus 9.50. I'm going under 3.5 goals at minus 108. Next, we have to discuss is EFL. I'm not giving out picks. But I'm just going to go over the slate. All right, 2 o'clock. Barrow, Aston Villa, under 21. Charlton, Bromley, Chesterfield, Grimsby Town, Harrogate Town, Blackpool, Lincoln City, Man City, under 21. Milton Keynes and Leighton, Orient, Morecambe, Carlisle United, Northampton Town, Burton, Albion, Notts County, Leicester, under 21. Reading, Newport County, Suffolk City, Wolverhampton Wanderers, under 21. Stevenage, Gillingham, Stockport County, Tranmere Rovers, Walsall, Shrewsbury Town, Wigan Athletic, and Nottingham Forest, under 21. Wycombe Wanderers and Crawley Town, Bolton Wanderers and Fleetwood Town at 2:45, along with Colchester United and Arsenal, under 21. Huddersfield Town and Man United, under 21, and Port Vale and Wrexham. Also today we have the Scottish League Cup. 2:40 East, Kilbride and Ayr United. 2:45 Dunfermline Athletic and Alloa Athletic, and then Livingston and Greenock Morton. So There you have it for the soccer. Now move on to the news and notes for today. We have breaking news in the NFL. We have a coordinator change with the Chicago Bears as they fired offensive coordinator Shane Waldron amid 3-game losing streak. That offense has been disappointing this year. There's no other way to put around it. Everybody thought Caleb Williams was come in and make that offense great again. Absolutely not. It's been more of the same. A bad offensive line, a bad coach in Eberflus, and this was a big reason why I picked the team to finish in last this year. Everybody was all excited about the Bears. I mean, like, really? And now they're getting a new OC. We'll see who gets that spot. All right, so a lot of Juan Soto talk. Blue Jays, Giants, Red Sox, all in on Juan Soto. Aaron Boone is joining Hal Steinbrenner and Scott Boras, which is a good thing. And Aaron Boone said he was bothered by Joe Kelly's comments after the World Series. I mean, Joe Kelly's a trash talker. I mean, in some ways he was right, but because of the defense and stuff. But, yeah. And then the award finalists came out in baseball. Last night. So the awards will be announced next week. Monday will be the Rookie of the Year. The Manager of the Year will be Tuesday next week. Cy Young will be Wednesday. And the MVP will be Thursday. All right, NL MVP candidates: Francisco Lindor, Ketel Marte, Shohei Ohtani. Should be Ohtani. AL MVP: Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Bobby Witt Jr. Should be Aaron Judge. NL Cy Young Award: Chris Sale, Paul Skeens, Zach Wheeler. All really good candidates. It's probably going to be Chris Sale. AL Cy Young, Emmanuel Clase. It's rare to see a reliever there, but here we are. Seth Lugo and Tariq Skubal. Skubal should be the winner. And then the Jackie Robinson Rookie of the Year for the National League: Jackson Chourio, Jackson Morrell, and Paul Skeens. That's the hardest one for me. I'm going to say Merrill wins that. Because Skeens probably should win it. But that's a tough call. I'm going to say Merrill. Because I think at some point results are going to matter. And it's going to be like football and the NBA at some point. The AL Rookie of the Year: Colton Cowser, Luis Heel, and Austin Wells. I think it's going to be Cowser. I mean, Luis Heel had a couple hiccups, and I think that's going to cost him. And Austin Wells was really good in the second half. So I'm going to say Colton Cowser wins that. NL Manager of the Year: Carlos Mendoza, Pat Murphy, Mike Schill. Has to be Mendoza. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That team was not picked by anybody to go to the playoffs, especially after being double-digit under 500. It'd be a goddamn shame if Carlos Mendoza does not win the NL Manager of the Year award. AL Manager of the Year: AJ Hinch, Matt Cotero, Stephen Vogt. Oh, all AL Central guys. They're all deserving. But because they made that, because they won a division crown, and some people thought this was a last place team before the season, Stephen Vogt I'd go with. So there you have it for the awards finalists and where I'm leaning for those picks. All right, other news and notes. Carson Beck giving a third-round grade by an NFC East scout. Yikes. That's how much he's fallen this year. How about this? Stallions is coaching Bryce Underwood. Oof. As he's now calling plays at Bryce Underwood's school. Oof. Yeah, maybe Michigan shouldn't be going after him. The Giants will not commit to Daniel Jones as he doubles down on team evaluating quarterback during the bye week. I think they're going to do what the Broncos did with Russell Wilson last year, except that Russell Wilson last year was better than Daniel Jones the last year and a half. So that's the difference between the two. And the reason Denver benched him is because to save the money. And I feel like the Giants are going to do it for both reasons of saving the money and poor performance. NFL coaches start calling FSU as Mike Norvell's getting tremendous interest in Seminoles OC and DC vacancies. Georgia player Jake Pope posts his apology and says family friends came up to him and made viral video after Ole Miss loss. As there was a video that emerged of Jake Pope celebrating on the field after the Ole Miss loss as Kirby Smart ripped him. The Bengals were hosting Leonard Fournette and Xavier Howard, but signed neither of them. Tyrell Dodson waived by the Seahawks. Duke will be playing Army next year on Veterans Day. That's pretty cool. So Tom Izzo was talking about future head coach replacements as he talks about Draymond Green and Magic Johnson among ideal successors. Dame Lillard's in concussion protocol. Malik Monk out 2 weeks with a right ankle sprain, not great for Sacramento. Mike Williams had an Instagram post as he shades Aaron Rodgers for throwing him under the bus last month. Oof. And then Sam Laporta day-to-day with the shoulder injury, not great. Tristan Wirfs missed a couple of weeks with an MCL sprain. That team might be finished. I'm sorry. Like, you lose your left tackle and your best two receivers. That's a bad omen. And then Tyreek played last night in spite of a torn ligament in his wrist. And Tua said he was good after a hit to the head as he admits to bad tackling form during Monday Night Football. So there I have it for news notes. Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So, best bet. I have a few that I like. I'm going to play 100th of a unit in college basketball. I'm going to lay the points with Ole Miss. I just think that they're way better than their opponent, South Alabama, and they should win and cover that point spread. So I'm going to lay 100th of a unit, Ole Miss minus 17.5 against South Alabama for my best bet of the day. So there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything and look ahead to everything tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.